People online are saying why Argentina is racist, and we're going to explore that in this video.
Why is Argentina renowned for racism? Because it's gotten so bad to the point where it's becoming even normal for kids to do it. Long story short, Argentina wanted to be
Crazy.
seen as more European. Why? Romanticism, which was seen as a sign of progress, a sign of creativity, and a sign of more freedom of expression. In Argentina, this was mainly led by thinkers such as Domingo Faustino Sarmiento and Juan Bautista Alberti, who somehow looks like Abraham Lincoln here, but anyways, they were key figures in Argentina to basically say that civilization was needed and European immigration had to be at the heart of it. This also meant that the indigenous people of the land were seen as barbaric and no good for civilization. This caused the conquest of the desert in the 1880s, where the Argentine state, led by Julio Argentino Roca, pretty much drove out all of the indigenous people of the Patagonia territory at the time, thereby establishing more immigration to Argentina from Europe. Now, bear in mind that this is in the 1800s leading into the 1900s, so a lot of the immigrants there are naturally white, especially from the likes of Spain and Italy, which has been going on for centuries. So naturally, because of how much Argentina favored European immigration, they were a lot more scornful towards black people. Let's just say that favoritism has spread for centuries on end. So what we know of Argentina today. Now, I'm not saying that every Argentinian is racist, obviously not. But the country has developed a very bad reputation for racism. Unfortunately, we can't stop racism. We can only tame it. And the only way we can tame it is to make sure that the next generation is not infected with these illogical ideologies about certain races just because it's a preconceived notion among the general public. Forget just the next generation, just anyone who wants to learn more about other people, really. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. Please handle yourself accordingly when it comes to matters like this.
Yeah, racism is a disease. There shall be no racism in this world. Like, not all Argentinians are racist, of course, but there is some sort of racist culture, I can say. Yeah, and that is very wrong. Okay, whiteness is not development. The US have more black people than the Argentina, and it's more developed. So if whiteness makes you developed, according to their thoughts, racist people, not all Argentinians. If that is the case, Argentina could have been a very developed country, more developed than the US. So that's not the case. That's the point right there. So be logical and live peacefully with everyone. That's my message. Okay, and let's explore it more deeper, right?
Vinicius! Vinicius! Vinicius!
So Argentina is launching a social media campaign urging tourists to avoid Brazil because it criminalizes racism.
Whoa.
All right, so this is not a anti-Argentina post. I love Argentina. I love my Argentinians. This isn't against y'all. This is against the racists within these certain countries, some of them being in Argentina. We had that girl in Rio that was making monkey noises that I made a post about yesterday that blew up.
Bro.
We had the situation that happened to Vinicius Jr., who's a famous football player from Brazil. He was playing in Portugal against Benfica, and after Vinicius Jr. scored a goal, an Argentinian player approached him with his shirt over his mouth like that, so that way nobody could lip read him, and he started calling him monkey 3 times. And also the video I played before this, where a little kid was basically calling a monkey Vinicius Jr.
Bro.
All right, which is extremely concerning to me because he's extremely young, meaning that racism in certain countries is taught at a very, very young age, and it is acceptable because the parent that was in the video didn't even say anything to the kid. The parent allowed the kid to keep saying what he was saying without stopping him, which is concerning. And let's not forget what happened a couple years ago in 2024 after the Copa America, when the Argentinian national team beat Colombia, went to the bus to celebrate, and started making songs about Mbappe, a black player from France, who had nothing to do with the game they just played, the championship game they just played, and decided to make fun of him. And they basically said that he's not from France because he's black. Bro. See, things like that make certain countries look bad. I know not every Argentinian is the same because I've met amazing Argentinians around the world. But people like this and these celebrities are making y'all look bad. And instead of y'all actually taking some accountability to be like, you know what, we fucked up, let's chillax, let's start cracking down on racism. Nah, y'all double down and you enable these racist people to keep doing what they're doing by
Whoa.
posting things like this, saying, "Oh no, don't go to Brazil because they criminalize racism.
This
Let's
is
just go
very
to
bad.
another country and be racist over there." It's shit like that that gives certain people a bad look around the world, and until y'all change, is going to continue to happen.
Yeah.
But shout out to Brazil. I always got y'all back. Shout out to Latin America. What do
Yeah.
you guys think? Do you guys think this was right for them to post? Do you think
No.
this is a good idea to be urging tourists to avoid certain places because they criminalize racism? Do y'all think that racism should be illegal? Let
Yeah.
me know in the comment section. I would love to hear from y'all.
Yeah, what Brazil did right there is a right thing. I mean, it shall be supported. Racism shall be criminalized. That's a right thing to do. Okay? So that people will not do that. Okay? They are teaching children racism from a young age. Okay? Imagine teaching your child stealing or killing or doing evil things. It's like that. Racism is a disease. So it's a bad thing. So it shall be criminalized. Okay? So if one country is doing that, you shall support them. But what Argentina did right there is boycott Brazil because they are against racism. That's very wrong. Okay? People shall live together. Imagine a black person being racist toward white. Would that be acceptable? No. So, similarly, a white person cannot be racist to black because it's a bad thing, it's evil thing, obviously. Okay, we're living in the modern world. So, these kind of things shall not be legal. We shall inherit only good things from the past, right? From history, not the bad things, okay? Only the good things. This is a common knowledge. I mean, imagine countries doing such kind of things. Okay, instead of supporting Brazil, doing a boycotting campaign against Brazil for criminalizing racism, that's very bad. Very bad. I don't expect that from Argentina. So, if historically they want to be advanced or civilized, well, that's one of the things. That's one of the themes of civilization. Avoiding racism, avoiding evil things, and using good things. That's part of being civilized nation.
If you go to Brazil and think you're gonna play the racist card, you will definitely get your ass locked up. So Agostina Paes might be doing some hard time in prison for calling somebody a monkey in Brazil. So this woman from Argentina goes on vacation in Brazil. She gets into a dispute in a restaurant over her bill. And her being upset over the billing situation led her to start calling this person out of their name. She called them a monkey. She also used the N-word. Now the video is going around where you can see her making monkey gestures. I'm not going to put that video here. But if you go in that search bar, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And I don't think she knew that if you do shit like that in Brazil, Brazil is not playing that. Mind you, I didn't know that, to be honest with you. But Brazil is strict on those type of things.
Yeah.
They don't play the racism thing. And for that, she got locked up. And for that, she might have to do 5 years in prison. She made it her business to hurt every last one of those employees' feelings by saying those racial slurs. And what did they do? They reported her. Mind you, she's putting out videos defending what happened in Brazil, saying that what she said was the right thing to do. That wasn't right. And Brazil is about to show her that wasn't right. Again, I didn't know Brazil got down like that, but kudos to Brazil. Like I said, she might have to do a lot of time after this. They're definitely about to make an example out of her.
Whoa.
I'm out.
Whoa. I mean, people, she should have apologized. I mean, like, what is she doing? She's still continuing her ways, like, as if what she did right there is right. I mean, what if a black person came up and say something bad about a white person? Would that be good? No. So why she's doing that and saying it's normal? Okay, at least she had to admit that what she did right there is wrong. But some people are crazy, and she's spending her 5 years in prison. She would rather spend her 5 years in prison rather than apologizing. That's crazy. Imagine loving racism that much. Some people are taught racism from a young age. That's the reason why. That's the bad part. That's the evil part.
There are no black people in Argentina. That is a lie. Afro-Argentinians have been fighting for visibility for centuries.
Wow.
All the while, their country insists that it's only white and European.
Bro.
And yet, Black history is deeply embedded in Argentina. The tango, African roots. If it wasn't for this, candombe, tango would have never been invented.
Wow.
The famous Argentinian asado. Similar to soul food, it was created by Black women who had to make the best of the scraps given to them.
Wow.
In fact, in the early 1800s, Black people made up 30% of Buenos Aires'
Whoa.
population. So, how did Argentina convince the world that there are no Black people or history here? Well, part of the story is violence that targeted Black communities, wars, disease, and forced labor. Then the government had the audacity to say we disappeared. Poof. The other half is a result of one of Latin America's most successful racial erasure campaigns, Blancamiento, the whitening. From 1880 to 1930, Argentina literally engineered whiteness. The Constitution blocked African and Asian immigration while paying Europeans to come.
Wow.
And to be honest, Argentina was pretty successful in its whitening of society. Because how many of y'all are surprised to see this many Afro-Argentines in this video? And that's the thing. People look at Afro-Argentines and assume they're from everywhere.
Wow.
But here. So what does it actually mean to be Black in Argentina today?
Un hombre negro, una gran responsabilidad, ¿sí? Para luchar por los derechos, por los derechos de nuestras naciones y dejar el camino lo más abierto posible para acabar con el racismo.
Bro, this is crazy. You know, I'm into history. I like history. Yeah, I like history a lot, but I'm new to this kind of thing. I didn't study or look out for Argentinian history. Maybe that's the reason why I'm new to these kind of things. I didn't know that. I think all of Latin America is not that much racist. I didn't think so. Like, from Mexico all the way down to Chile, Argentina, I didn't think there was that much racism, okay? Now I know. Not all Latin American countries like South America and Mexico and all Latin American countries, all those Hispanic countries, I didn't know there were racist in between them. You know? Even if there was, I didn't think it was this big, okay? And also the difference is huge. Like Brazil is against racism. In fact, it criminalizes it. Argentina is taking Black people out of their country and disowning and being racist toward them, teaching children racism from a young age. I'm not saying all Argentinians are the same or Brazilians are the same, but my point is the law is bad for Black people and good for white people, and Brazil is criminalizing racism and teaching equality. That's good. That's good. So that's my point right here, okay? We shall not judge the book by its cover. Okay, I was judging them as they are Latin and similar, but there is a big difference. That's what I understand. Anyways, that's it for now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Write down your comments. Till next time, peace and blessings. Goodbye.